Hey crypto friends, this is going to be video number 7 out of 17 of my crypto trading for beginners series, and today I will be teaching you guys about the different types of orders that you can place when you are trading the crypto market. I will go over everything from stop loss orders to limit orders, market orders, trigger limit orders, and every other type of order that you will have available to you in the exchange that you are trading on. But before we actually go ahead and dive into this video, for those of you who are looking for a solid crypto exchange to trade crypto futures on and would like to try the same exchange that I use on a daily basis, feel free to go ahead and try out the Blowfin exchange. You can find a link to it in the description below this video. All right, guys, so when you are trading the crypto market, there's all kinds of different types of orders that you can use before you enter a trade, while you're in a trade, and to exit a trade as well. And I'm going to be going through each one. I'm going to be going through each one on the Blowfin exchange here and tell you all about what each one means and what they're best used for as well. And I say the Blowfin exchange because, quite frankly, it's the only centralized exchange that I personally trade crypto on myself. Therefore, it's the easiest for me to explain on there. All right. But if you're using a different exchange, it really won't matter because the order types will technically be all the same. All right. So guys, the first type of order that we've got up here is going to be market order. All right, now look here on the right side of my screen. I know my box right here with my video is probably kind of a little bit in the way, and I apologize for that, but you should still be able to see market order right up in here. All right. So first, we're going to be talking about market order. This is going to be the simplest type of trade, all right? And when you use a market order, you're basically buying or selling crypto immediately at the best price available, all right? For example, all right, if Bitcoin is at $50,000 and you place a market buy order, you'll buy it at the closest price available, even if it ends up being $50,100 instead of a flat $50,000. Market orders are technically great for beginners and people who love getting into and out of trades very, very quickly. However, you may not always get the exact price that you see, all right? Especially if the price is moving super fast at the time, all right? So if you're trying to trade a coin that's extremely volatile right now and it's moving extremely fast up and down, you're not going to get the price that you're going to want to get into or out of using a market order, all right? So next up, we are going to talk about limit orders here real quick, all right? And limit orders, they basically let you set the exact price at which you want to buy or sell. And your order will only execute when the market reaches that price if there's enough liquidity to fill your order. For example, you set a limit buy order at $49,000 for Bitcoin, all right? Now, if Bitcoin drops to 49,000, your order will fill if there's enough liquidity there, all right? But if the price never drops that low, simply nothing happens, and your order is not going to fill, all right? Limit orders give you overall control over your entry and exit prices. However, your order may not ever fill if the price never reaches your target, all right? So you got to remember that. So after limit orders, next we are going to be talking about trigger orders, all right? So as you guys can clearly see here with trigger orders, we've just got basic trigger limit orders. We've got, you can set take profits and stop loss orders as a trigger as well. You can set trailing stops as a trigger, and you can do TWAP orders as well. And we'll talk about all those coming up also, okay? So as far as trigger orders are concerned, trigger orders only activate when a trigger price is reached, all right? And once the price is triggered, it can place either a market or a limit order. They're basically like an if-else statement in programming terms, but for crypto traders, all right? For example, you can set a trigger order that basically says, if Bitcoin hits $48,500, place a market buy, all right? And this way you can enter a position without having to watch the charts 24/7. It's actually very, very nice, all right? Realistically though, trigger orders are super useful for automating trades or automating entries and exits. However, you need to be super duper careful when you're setting these up or when you're setting these types of orders up so that you do not have it trigger too early or too late, all right? Now, the next type of order that we're going to be talking about here is we're going to be talking about stop loss orders first, all right? Stop loss orders, which are right here, they technically don't happen until you are in a trade. So here, let's go ahead and just for fun here, we're in the demo trading environment and we're just gonna go ahead and take an example trade real quick. I'm gonna go market order and we're just gonna go in with, I don't know, we'll just go $1,000, whatever. Oops, got to take it off of BTC and change it to USDT. All right, so we're going to go ahead and open a trade with $1,000 with $100 used as margin, and we're just going to say we're going to go ahead and we're not trying to win this trade. This is just being used as an example, and we'll do a demo buy, okay? So we'll go ahead and buy that position, and we are in our position right down in here, as you guys can clearly see, all right? So as far as stop losses are concerned, stop losses help protect you from big losses. Basically, you set a price where your position will automatically sell if the market moves against you. For example, you buy Bitcoin at $50,000 in the crypto futures market with leverage, and you set a stop loss order at $48,000, all right? If the price falls below $48,000, your stop loss will get triggered and the exchange will automatically sell your position to prevent further losses or potential liquidation, losing your entire capital in that trade, all right? Stop losses are overall great for protecting your account from absolutely blowing up and completely, adding up to a bunch of losses. However, if you set it too tight, you might end up exiting the trade too early. You might end up exiting it way too early on small dips, so it's absolutely crucial to always be managing your stop losses and where they're at and kind of looking at the charts at the same time to see what might potentially happen, all right? Now, as far as a stop loss is concerned, let's go ahead and set one real quick so I can show you how. Why am I not seeing take profit or stop loss in here? Oh, that's because it's probably not in here. All right, let me go ahead and take away some of these things in here real quick so that we can get take profit and stop loss order in there. Is it in here yet? Nope, it's not in there yet. All right. Oh, yep, there it is actually. It's right here. So I have to go ahead and move it over here. And there we go. All right, so now we've got access to be able to set take profit and stop loss orders right here. All right, so you just click the plus sign and you just simply enter in what a price that you want to get out at if the price ends up falling below that level. So since we took a long position on this Bitcoin trade, we took a long position at, let's see here, where did we take a long position? We took a long position at 110,911. So if Bitcoin drops below, let's say I want to get out, if Bitcoin drops below 110,000, then I'm going to go here to TPSL and I'm going to set a stop loss order at $110,000, all right? And if that ends up happening, it tells me how much I'm going to lose. I'll end up losing about $8.20, and we will click confirm, all right? So now we've got a stop loss order set, all right? So again, if the price ends up dropping below $110,000, then that stop loss order is going to get triggered and we are going to overall end up getting out of the trade automatically, all right? Now, after stop loss orders, next we've got TWAP orders, or what they're, hold on, let me go ahead and get out of this trade now real quick since that example is over. So now we've got TWAP orders, all right? TWAP. TWAP, all right? TWAP stands for time weighted average price orders, all right? And this type of order is great for people who are trading with larger than average capital. I'm talking about people who are trading with, 20,000, maybe 30, maybe 50, maybe even 100,000, maybe even 500,000 or even higher, all right? Either way, it's for people who are trading much, much larger capital, all right? It basically splits a very large trade into smaller chunks and executes them over time to avoid the market price too much, all right? For example, if you want to buy $100,000 worth of Bitcoin, a TWAP order might split into smaller orders over the course of 1 hour, all right? This way you don't end up causing a sudden price spike on the charts, all right? Now, I know that wouldn't happen in Bitcoin with $100,000, but with a smaller coin, that might happen, all right? Now, these types of TWAP orders are great for big trades that simply need to blend into the market without causing disruption in the market and having gigantic large candles going to the downside or the upside, all right? However, This is a more advanced type of order, and most beginners will not be using these types of orders right away. All right, I'm just simply going over this so that you know, okay? Now, overall here, guys, if you're just getting started with crypto trading, market orders are going to be the best for speed and simplicity, and limit orders are going to be best for control and precision. And then stop losses are absolute must-haves for risk management. And remember, order types are just tools, all right? And the key is to simply just choose one that best fits your trading plan and protects your overall account. So, in the next part of the in the next part of this 17 video beginner series, I'm going to be going over some of the most common basic trading terms and what they mean, so that you guys are equipped with as much knowledge as you possibly can be as a beginner crypto trader, all right? But before I go ahead and wrap up this video, if you guys are serious about learning and you haven't already joined, then I would like to go ahead and invite you guys to join my premium crypto trading education Discord server, where you can do things like ask me questions at any time that you want. You can get one-on-one help whenever you want. You can see how I trade in real time, and you can get more in-depth knowledge on trading in general. And you can find the link to join in the description below this video as well. Outside of that, though, guys, if you guys enjoyed this video and you feel like you got some pretty decent value out of it, please be sure to go ahead and subscribe to the channel. Hit the like button below this video to help me out. And with that said, for those of you guys who stuck around and watched this whole video throughout the whole thing, thank you guys very much for watching. I appreciate all of you, and I hope to see you all in my future videos.